I took my grandson to see Buzz Light.
I think it's
Yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki. And like, and she had a baby with a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this.
I mean, can you blame him? Homie's like 50, 60 something. What's he supposed to tell his kid about something he don't know about? Let's go ahead and check it out. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is a channel where we find the truth, seek understanding, and be the light. It's your boy, Big Blue. So, interestingly enough, a situation has come out and it's put Snoop Doggy Dogg, the big D-O-double-G, the homie, the Crip banging, used to be Crip banging, now wholesome man, just out here living life like a rich man should be. He got caught in a situation that he spoke on it. He spoke on an interview and gave some information about some things that happened and seems to be catching some heat. Apparently, he's not too fond of it. But let's go ahead and see exactly what happened.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light.
I think it's
yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki. And like, and she had a baby with a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. They putting it everywhere. What up, though? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Snoop catching some heat for comments he made about LGBTQ representation on the It's Giving podcast. The rapper explaining his shock at seeing lesbian parents depicted on screen. The scene from the 2022 film marked Disney's first same-sex kiss.
Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. Just came and watched the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of I don't have an answer for it.
The moment was almost axed from the theatrical cut, but Pixar employees protested and got it reinstated.
It threw me for a loop. These are kids that we have to show that at this age, like,
That part.
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn.
Shh.
Snoop's hot take sparked criticism in the comments. One user saying, "It isn't that hard to explain. Science."
Oh, what? Yo, that's crazy. Science? Yeah, that's all it is. It's just science. Wow. Wow.
Another chiming in with, "Being afraid of gay parents in movies is crazy." In this reply, he was probably smoking weed while watching the movie.
I mean, he probably was. He probably was a nice rented out private movie that only him and his grandson was in. A possibility. And he got the free range to go ahead and smoke. I don't know. But for you to say that it's just science, it's just simple, just explaining science. This is a different concept of science that kids shouldn't be introduced to. These are genuine questions that goes beyond science. And a level of science that Snoop Dogg, of all people, I'm positive, does not understand. Because a lot of the people nowadays do not understand. Or a lot of people do have an understanding, but the other side is possibly, what's that word I'm looking for? Delusional about. So it's like for you to say that it's just science, it's not as simple as just science. And especially when you're Snoop Dogg and you're of his age, he never came up in this generation. So for this to be shown on TV and as a parent, as a grandparent, having to explain certain things to a kid, you're just not prepared to explain some of those things. And even like as old as he is, this isn't something that he's expecting to explain to his grandkid. This is something that a parent should be the one to explain to this is something that a parent should be the one to explain to their kid, not the grandparent, because as you can see, most grandparents do not fully understand what's going on, especially with as rich as he is. He's probably oblivious of vast majority of the stuff that goes on in the world, most of the social issues that's going on in the world right now. So it just doesn't make sense. And I don't even think it's a matter of him being afraid of gay parents. It's not a matter of him being afraid of gay parents. It's a matter of him having to explain to his grandson, how is it that two women produced a child? That's the part that's throwing him off, and he doesn't know how to respond because, again, this is something that a parent should have to explain. And it seems like we're at this day and age where at some point we're going to have to explain, just like with the same way how we had to explain how men and women have kids. It seems like when the question comes up of, oh, if men and women are the only ones that can have kids legitly, how is it that women and women have kids or men and men have kids? We're in this world where we have to explain that, and a lot of people aren't expecting. But let's continue. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think.
We agree to disagree a lot, and it ain't always on the same page.
The 53-year-old, who's set to return to The Voice in September, has 3 grown children with his wife of nearly 30 years, Shantae, 1 son from another relationship, and 10 grandchildren.
Wait, what do the babies call you?
Papa Snoop. The part I love is that they all start off the same way. Like, they start off crying and kind of like distant from me. I gotta earn their trust and their love.
Will they all become a part of the business, the empire?
We're in the business of love and showing how to be parents, grandparents, and, you know, not that we perfect or that we don't make mistakes, but just giving an example of what it's supposed to look like.
All right. So ultimately, I mean, that could have just been PR stuff. I mean, the way that Snoop's life has been turned around, the way he's been more so of a family man in his later years, and the more so how he's like turned away kind of from that rap game and just been living as most rap people want to live. They just want to be happy, successful, and be able to chill. A lot of them don't want to be sitting there in this rap game. Well, let me not say that. It seems like Snoop Dogg is the only one. Let me not even say just Snoop Dogg. No, a lot of the legit, like, serious, I don't even want to say serious. I don't know. It's just certain rappers that don't want to live that rap life. They just do it to get to a certain point. It's a means to an end. And once they reach that point, Snoop Dogg is at his end. He's living and he's happy now. So he's living the life that he wants to with his kids, with his grandkids, and whatnot. So again, going back to the whole situation where it's like, okay, yeah, well, this person, like this movie has LGBTQ representation. And grandparents, if you're over 50, a lot of people over 50, I would personally think, I don't know for a fact, but I would think that they're not in tune with this stuff and what's going on because it wasn't prevalent in their time, and they're not really tuned into what's going on in the world nowadays. They kind of just live in their lives happily, unless they're just big on TikTok and social media and stuff like that. Then, okay, maybe they'll know. But for somebody like Snoop Dogg, he ain't know how to come up with these conversations, how to navigate with these conversations. That's not something that was on his agenda at all. So for him to say that, that's being truthful. That's just being 100. How he feels about the certain situation about the LGBTQ doesn't mean absolutely nothing. He could probably say he doesn't care that they have LGBTQ movies, but he just didn't know this is the direction that Disney was going, probably. And if that was the case, maybe he would have took him to see something else. But then that's a whole mindset, because it's like, now you're having to explain, now you're having to direct, and now you're having to navigate the child in their way of thinking of this situation. Just like with anything else, if they see like a fighting scene or whatever the case may be, you have to direct them. Hey, don't sit here and just try to fight people, because it's not good. It's not nice. And the same thing if you're like living your lifestyle the way you want your family to live your lifestyle, that you may feel one way about the LGBTQ community, and you're trying to direct your kid in a direction to where they know that it exists, but it's not something that you want them to dabble in. That's a whole pathway. That's a whole new pathway that's being developed now. And the thing is, what's being expressed in the world today is it's not the fact of, yeah, there's this community that's here. There's these individuals that feel this way about certain things here. You can still love on them. You could still care for them. You could still be friends with them. But just like you would with anybody else that, may be sinful in their natures and stuff like that, you can still have relations with them, but know that they choosing what they're choosing, and we shouldn't be dabbling in said thing, or at least not in this household. But apparently that's clearly a sign of homophobia, which doesn't make sense. I guess I'm a stealophobia or liophobia or, child molestophobia. Like these are all things that I consider, that me and my family considers to be sin, and I'm going to raise my family to be like that. That doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and just be like, yo, these people are evil, we need to stay away from them at all cost and all that stuff. No, because God teaches me to love. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to allow you to sit here and condone in your sin. It's just point blank period. That's it. But apparently that's homophobic. I don't know. But Interesting situation. I mean, he should have began that much heat. It's just Snoop Dogg. And even then, I don't know if the LGBTQ community, well, the allies, I guess, are the ones that are, giving him slack for that. But it's a genuine situation that a parent just didn't know and wasn't expecting, and it caught them off guard. That's it. We're making a big deal over somebody's reaction over something. And it's sad. It's sad. There has to be a level of understanding of people in the situations and the times that we're in right now and having to know how to navigate. And it even goes up to those that have money and power. They got to deal with a lot of the stuff that's coming in that's new as well. But interesting video nonetheless. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'm going to catch you on next one. Take it easy. Peace.